And they should haul all of these people down to the police headquarters. They should book them for violating a federal statute. What they're trying to do is change the outcome of a Supreme Court decision, and they're doing it by showing force and intimidation.
Okay, so once again, you get to see a right-winger who is utterly appalled, not by Roe v. Wade being destroyed, but by the fact that a couple hundred people are protesting, and they would really, really love to have some footage of rioting and looting and fires and stuff. But what you saw is what they have. It's a show of force and intimidation. That's the show of force and intimidation. Very scary. I'm scared, I'm not even there, Jayar. But anyway, that's Marsha Blackburn. She's freaked out about it. She is not okay with people trying to influence the Supreme Court to change its mind, to change, for instance, their position on Roe v. Wade. You do not try to change the Supreme Court's mind by peacefully organizing. You do it by creating a network of think tanks and then training up Republican lawyers over a long period of time, and then kind of hiding your actual goals culture war wise. And then gradually using the completely biased, structurally messed up system of governance to get some Republican presidents into office despite almost never being able to get the American people to actually support them. And then because you also have a biased outcome in the Senate, where even if Democrats get more votes, they'll almost never have the majority. You put forward conservative lawyers, they lie to the Senate and the American people about what they'll do. Then they get in office, get a conservative supermajority in the Supreme Court, and then they overturn Roe v. Wade, which they said they would never do. Jayar, that's how you change the Supreme Court's position.
I'm not sure why Democrats haven't figured this whole thing out yet. This is crazy.
It's
how
so
this whole
simple,
thing works.
it's stupid. Anyway,
It's like 2 moves and that's it.
Anyway, so here's the thing. She's ridiculous in that way. Also, what she said there was they should just round up all of those people peacefully marching. Just round them all up. Bear in mind, not that long ago, she was doing little videos on Twitter of I support the rights of Canadian truckers to peacefully protest, which by the way, I did. I said that they could do what they're doing, but hilariously, she says in that video, if you track it down, the reason they're so justified is because someone's forcing them to get a jab or lose their job. And what she will not stand for is people's medical decisions being made for them by the government. Certainly not that. And certainly not having a medical decision be forced on you that you might then lose your job for. You know, like if you're forced to give birth by the government, the same government that, by the way, won't ensure any maternity leave whatsoever, and will leave you in a position where your employer could just boot you to the curb because you can't work for a few months.
I can only wonder, what's your hidden agenda? Is it to let violent criminals, cop killers, and child predators back to the streets? Is it to restrict parental rights and expand government's reach into our schools and our private family decisions? Is it to support the radical left's attempt to pack the Supreme Court? You have praised the 1619 Project, which argues the U.S. is a fundamentally racist country, and you have made clear that you believe judges must consider critical race theory when deciding how to sentence criminal defendants. Is it your personal hidden agenda to incorporate critical race theory into our legal system?
So there's a lot there. Every one of those questions chosen randomly from Senator Marsha Blackburn's screed there would have been provocative, I guess is the word we're throwing around, offensive, her grandstanding, baseless. These are all things that could be attributed to any one of those individual questions. But to just shotgun them at Ketanji Brown Jackson, as if they plucked her out of some Antifa underground cell, rather than she'll be one of the most experienced judges on the court. She's gone through all of the Ivy League schools that they have told us for decades are the prerequisite for these sorts of jobs, Aida. So she's supporting cop killers and pedophiles and critical race theory and whatever other buzzwords the right needs to get people to hate her.
Well, first and foremost, I will continue to say this over and over again because I know that we preach to the choir a lot. So I'm always going to speak to everybody. If you follow these people and don't realize that they are insulting your intelligence, they have discovered what the buzzwords are that emotionally move you and drive you to make decisions that are not in your best interest, because all they're doing is lining their own pockets. I want to know, do you want families to make private individual decisions or not? Because when it comes to trans children, you obviously don't want families to make their own decisions. It's only when it comes to the things that are important to you. And the other thing that you know what? I'm so tired of this BS. America is inherently racist. It is founded on racism, built on the backs of slaves, immigrants, and people who have been mistreated. And the only people you should be asking if they think America is racist is the people who have been victimized by America, not the ones who have been benefiting from it. So absolutely it is racist. And if she can't say it, I'll say it for her. We all know that it's racist, because look at the most profitable business that you ever had that lasted for 400 years was built on the backs of human beings that were kidnapped and brought here and are still being mistreated.